want to educate them on voting. Why should they vote? So we have some people. The mayor would be there. A couple more. The state senator Eddie Melton would be there. Kim Robinson from the township trustee would be there. Mary Brown, the captain, and she would be there. And they are there to. It would be a roundtable discussion in the auditorium. They will talk to the children, to the young people, and explain to them why should they vote and what have you not. Also, if any questions from the audience, they will answer them. You know, we'll explain to them what ID they would need. And also, we want to try to get as many juniors there to this discussion as possible, because next year they will be eligible to vote. They will be eligible to vote in the May primary next year and the November, as long as they turn 18 before November. So we want to start educating them early. We have to get out and educate the young people, not only to register, but to make sure they get out to vote. You know, you can register and not vote, no good. Register and vote. You know, if you saw, what impressed me was when they had the shooting down in Florida, I believe, and the young people protest. Those young folk were very educated. They talked well. They were aware of what was going on. And I want to make sure that the students from Roosevelt, and not only Roosevelt, from Gary. Next year we want to include all of the charter schools. Now, Miss Hinckley is not going to let Westside participate in the vote. So this is fine, but we have other schools. So next year we're going to try to include all of Gary schools, have a voter's registration, and have go to the Genesis Center for an early vote. So that's one of the things. Another thing that, what Roosevelt is doing, Miss Jones, who's the coordinator, she's going to do a program, I think, in the spring with the students. She has a committee, and she can explain to you better than I can. But what they're doing is they want to do a play on the history of Roosevelt. So, you know, for you folk are young, but we got some folks that might have came out.
That's right, Mr. Bullock. We're young.
Yes, we are.
That's right, Mr. Bullock. We're all young.
Back with this alumni, you know, back with him and before him. So if you know someone, get their name, write the phone number down, and Ms. Jones, you want to say a few things on that?
Not really, but I will. It's okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. So we've had, in my conversations with various alumni, some who are here, some who aren't, you wanted to see more from the students as far as their understanding of the rich history and culture here at Roosevelt. And so I thought what better way to kind of bring you guys together, because recently some of them have even said, you know, we'd like to hear a little bit more about Roosevelt from the alumni. So a way to actually bring that forth and make sure that it sticks was for them to sit down and have a dialogue with you, let you tell them about your experiences when you were here, teachers who were of great impact to you, and then figure out how they can tailor that to their own experience and write a history and the present about Roosevelt. I'm just throwing out just a name, but here and now, kind of the whole thing. So these are some of our students that work with student council. Some of them are not here. We're working with them to create a student.
Maybe donate, be a sponsor, just listen, pass the word around. So these are some of the things that we're doing for the children of this school. You know, we're not doing anything for the brick and mortar. We're doing for the children.
Right.
And that's what we're interested in.
Efforts that the National Roosevelt Alumni Association, and in particular Annie Mae and Larry Davis and Dr. Bernard Watson, who was a teacher and a principal here, they saw through it. It had been several times that somebody had picked up the gauntlet to get Roosevelt on the historical register, but they dropped the ball. But that group saw it all the way through. So back in December of 2012, we got designated a National Historical Site. In 2014, they restated it again, and Hammond Times did write an article in January 2015. In that, they sent a plaque denoting that, but it never got put up. So I came around and saw it wasn't put up, and said, okay, we're going to have to finish what Annie started. Yeah. So this is part of it. The next step we're going to apply, thanks to Commerce and Chuck Hughes and Mayor Patterson.
Mayor Freeman will.
No,
When she's undercover, she's Patterson. She's Patterson undercover.
I grew up with was Patterson. In the effort of getting permission to put this on the building, because you have to get permission from the property owner. Now, the next step, we are applying and in the process of getting the information to apply for the Indiana State Marker. And if any of you guys live by or go down 15th Avenue, Frable has one, and the Stewart House has one. And on that placard, there has a history, a brief history of Frable and why it was designated. And that's what we're working on now. That application can't be submitted until June 22nd of 19. And then if selected, which they're sure they'll be selected, then it'll come about in 2020. But by the time I located this, it was June 10th, and the deadline was June 22nd. That wasn't going to happen. But for 2019. But that's the next step. So you'll be hearing more information about that as we go forward, about the process of applying for the Indiana State Mark.
Also, I'd like to add, my name is Patricia Brown, and I serve on Gary Commission, Gary Historic Commission, and there's 7 of us, and I'd like to add that we are making our buildings, our homes, our people historic here in Gary, Indiana. We have so much history that we are rewriting for America, letting them be aware, and the commission is doing it first on a local basis. So you're seeing a national basis with your plaque going up. I see you're approaching the state, and we are working on the local. Not only Gary Roosevelt, all the other high schools in Gary, Indiana. Thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to bring up Gary Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Chuck Hughes to talk a little bit about the Lakeshore Classic.
Thank you very much. I guess I heard with interest what you guys are doing with the history of the school, and that's just fantastic. I think it's great. And then to have people like Earl Smith, who is a member of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, a Gary Roosevelt grad, I mean, it don't get any better than that. You got the mayor of this city that attended Roosevelt. We do the Lakeshore Classic, and this will be our 11th year. Every year, Gary Roosevelt has been included purposely, because when I played at Roosevelt, when James Scott, the current head coach, played at Roosevelt, Earl Smith played at Roosevelt, we played before packed houses, and it made a difference. I mean, we heard the Panthers and their booster sweaters and hollering, and it just inspired us to really do the things that help to make this school historic. These kids are not getting that. I am trying as hard as I can to get a fraction of the people who attend the all-Panther parties. You know, I can do everything but besides stepping and drinking. But these kids, they deserve the opportunity to see Panthers galore as they hit the court. Why should they be treated any less than we were? This Lakeshore Classic that we've endeavored to do through the Chamber of Commerce, we have a price tag of $10 for adults for 2 days for 4 games. So let's do the math. It's a mere $5 for students. That means that somebody like me got to get out of the bag like heck to pay for all of the overhead, all the bills, transportation, the teams that come from Indianapolis and other places into our community. Man, we want those folks to be able to see that we can host events here in Gary for our children, like Coach Scott knows, and Earl, for all the years he's the athletic director, know that we have to charter buses and send our kids to other folks' shootouts, classics, and other events. So I'm just imploring all of you, all of us, diehard Panthers who really love our school, but my God, let's love them. Right. Let's make sure we pack that place. I talked to Mr. Bullock, and I'm not going to be long. I know the mayor said I'm a politician too, see, they didn't go with that. But I talked to Mr. Bullock, and we are going to talk about trying to see if not only the first game of Bowman, but maybe when Roosevelt participates at least in the Lakeshore Classic. because we have to all be on board for them.
Right.
So we're all on board, and to give them the kind of exposure that they're not getting now, but what we were blessed to get, that's what this is all about. So I encourage you to talk to your family, friends, come out, and if you can afford the exorbitant price of $10 or $5 for kids, let's come out, and when these guys hit the floor, man, let's give them a resounding round of applause, and I guarantee you, it will positively affect their performance, and it will also affect their attitude and their scholarship. It all works hand in hand. So again, thanks for the opportunity. Plenty of tickets are available. I want to see all us Panthers there cheering these guys on. Thank you.
One last thing. I'm heading up a group called the Gary Sports Hall of Fame. And Gary has had so many outstanding athletes. And if you go to school in Chicago, Hammond, many of the athletes are being displayed as what they have done in their particular cities. Now we're going to be housed, I guess I'm at liberty to say this, we had a meeting with the chancellor at IU Northwest in that new arts and science building on the east side. We saw we're waiting on some final papers, but we should be housed there. We have the whole first floor where we'll be able to put things on display about some of the great athletes who come through this city. Gary ranks number 2 in the whole state of Indiana as having the most outstanding athletes to participate. We should really be proud of that because a lot of great athletes come out of this city. And like I said, I'm born and raised. I mean, you guys are lucky because when I was coming up, this was all sand. I was telling people this was all sand hills. They didn't have none of that. The junior senior prom was in the building, and if you look at that walkway down there, when I was in school, I took my prom date, we got off the bus, got out walked all the way to the building because everything was on display. So when I look back on all the things that's happened to this school and what's happened in the city, I mean, there's so many ways that we can enhance what it really means to a lot of people. And the way that we can do this to get our young people to understand what has gone on before them, because a lot of sacrifices were made, and we could be behind you 100%. So I just thought I would mention that. Thank you much.
So this is my last thing. Ms. Meade let me know that the installers that are coming to put it up, they're running a little late, but let's use this as an opportunity for a photo op. So if I can get everyone to move up on the
steps?
Oh, man. Forgive me. I'm doing this.
That's all right.
Let's hear from my leader.
So the first thing I want to establish is that, you know, there were male Panthers, but there were also lady Panthers. All right. So I was proud to be a lady Panther, and certainly want to salute the student athletes, all of them. This is a perfect blending of the old and the new. And, you know, when I think about Judy's statement about me being a Patterson, it really does speak to the history of the Pattersons and the Leaks and the Smiths and the Hughes and the Jacksons and so many other families that walked through these halls and that continue to walk through these halls. And we do owe a debt of gratitude to our past, but we also have a responsibility to our future. And as you listen to the Lakeshore Classic and the broadcasting of the games and all of the things that the alumni have done and are doing, it really does speak to the rich history, but also our willingness to invest in the future. So I am excited about the final laying of this landmark and want to take my hat off to Miss Annie and Larry and Dr. Watson and Judy for resurrecting this, because it could have gone and let you know that the city is 100% behind this, not just because I'm a Panther, but because wherever you go in the country, people know about Roosevelt. That's right.
It's the Mecca.
You used to be a ball player. While we get ready for the picture, remember this. We're going to broadcast our ladies game also at Chuck's tournament We're going to do the ladies game also. We're going to do some lady basketball too.
Good.
And there are other things. In May of last year, the class of 62, in conjunction with some other classes and help, we gave a banquet for all of the athletes at the Genesis Center. We're going to do the same thing this year. We're going to give a banquet for all the athletes. Honor students, we honor them also. You know, we don't just pick athletes. We want to honor the whole student.
Right.
Okay? So be listening, and where your help is needed. You know, everybody can't do this, everybody can't do this. But pick something that you can do and participate. And you can always participate by donating.
Okay.
All right. Hey.
Yes.
Panther.
That's right.
All right, that flag ain't gold. Hey, hey, hey.